With grace and love. And even when he had a position I might disagree with, he was still trying to show love to any of the individuals that may have been impacted.
The beginning of a somber week across the globe as those who followed Pope Francis's teachings share their faith and their thoughts after his passing. Welcome to Wave News at 6. I'm Brian Schlonsky.
And I'm Myra Ansari. Millions of people around the world, they gathered at churches today paying their respects to the late pontiff.
Yeah, that includes some people right here in Louisville who attended a noon mass at the Cathedral of the Assumption. Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote was there and spoke to some of those people who are remembering Pope Francis tonight.
Yeah, Brian, Myra, noon mass at the Cathedral of the Assumption took on a different tone after the sudden passing of Pope Francis at the age of 88. And those who gathered here did more than just attend that regularly scheduled mass. They also paid their respects.
Well, this is a very wondrous and a very sad day at the same time.
Members of the Catholic Church in Louisville are mourning and celebrating the life of Pope Francis. During the Monday homily, it wasn't lost on parishioners like Russ Reed that this passing comes during one of the holiest times of years for Christians.
Easter can be the beginning of our new life down here on earth, and it certainly is the beginning of his life in eternal rest.
Walking into the cathedral, visitors were met by a portrait of Pope Francis draped with black ribbon.
It's a totally different reality when finally the Lord does really call them home.
Archbishop Shelton Faub met Pope Francis twice in 2019 and 2023. He remembers him as a great pastor.
He was a man of great warmth, a man of great humor, a man who clearly knew who he was and was always very, very humble and very, very welcoming in the presence of others.
Pope Francis reshaped the papacy, advocating for immigrants and refugees. He took a more inclusive stance on LGBTQ issues.
He reminded us that we have to love and we have to see the human dignity of all people. You know, even Jesus Christ recognize that.
As the church begins the 9-day mourning period, the Archbishop looking ahead to traits that would make a good successor.
He is also to be a voice for the voiceless, that he is to remember the marginalized and to speak for them. You know, Pope Francis was never afraid to speak the truth, and none of the popes have. So I hope that the next pope will continue to build on that legacy.
And tomorrow night, the Archdiocese of Louisville is holding a special mass to honor the life of Pope Francis. It'll be here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at the Cathedral of the Assumption. Reporting live in downtown Louisville, Kirsten Foote, Wave News.